Is intermittent fasting dead? A new study in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that intermittent fasting over a 6-year time horizon is largely a scam. The study was published on the 7th of February 2023, so just a few days ago, and it has already ruffled some feathers. In this video, we'll touch upon the controversial findings of the study and its implications on the validity of intermittent fasting. For those that are new here, hi, my name is Florian, I'm an award-winning personal trainer and a published fitness author. So let's just dive right in. The controversial findings of the intermittent fasting study. So the main reason this study was conducted was to look at the time window and weight loss over time. The authors basically want to know if the restricting of your eating to a certain time window has any impact on weight loss, specifically the long-term weight loss. The authors wrote, questions remain about the potential benefits of time-restricted eating patterns, especially the challenges with maintaining this eating behavior. This is an important question because if you lose the weight and then regain it back a few months later, doing intermittent fasting was basically nonsense, right? Weight loss is all about the long term. That's why Dr. Michael Greger, best-selling author and wildly famous nutrition researcher, says diets don't work by definition because there's an endpoint to it. So the question is not, does a diet, in this case intermittent fasting, work short-term? The question is, does a diet, in this case intermittent fasting, work long-term and lead to a sustainable lifestyle change? And that, my friend, is what this study is trying to find out. This is especially interesting since intermittent fasting already has some quite significant cracks in the armor. A study of 420 Spanish participants followed for 20 weeks showed that later lunch eaters after 3 p.m. had less weight loss compared with early lunch eaters before 3 p.m. with the same caloric intake and physical activity. So the time window is smaller, but the weight loss is worse. And that's what this new study here found as well. The fasting window had absolutely no effect on the long-term weight loss. In this picture you see highlighted the time from first to last meal, which you see on the right-hand side has absolutely no effect on long-term weight loss. Even more so, you see that the bigger effect on the long-term weight loss was the number of medium meals and the number of large meals here below. So the more you eat, the more you weigh, irrespective of when you eat. Now another question worth asking is the following. Is this study even legit? The study has clear ties to the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine, a prestigious and quite famous medicine school, and got published in the Journal of American Heart Association, a prestigious and quite famous medical journal. But prestige aside, the findings of this study are quite similar to other findings of randomized controlled trials, which according to the hierarchy of evidence are some of the most impactful studies there are. Now the best way to explain this hierarchy of evidence is that there are some studies which are not as strong or not as impactful as others. To use a Last of Us example here, there are some studies which are runners and there are some studies which are clickers. A randomized trial is a clicker or a bloater, while Dr. Eric Berg's opinion is a runner or a grandma zombie. So when it comes to basing your nutrition or weight loss choices on evidence, you gotta choose a clicker, not a grandma zombie. So what are the 3 lessons of this intermittent fasting study? Number 1, calories are the main thing. The researchers conclude that their findings indicate that total overall caloric intake is the major driver of weight gain, not a specific time window normally practiced in intermittent fasting. Brilliant. Second lesson is to eat earlier in the day. Participants with shorter time from wake up to first meal and with longer time from last meal to sleep appear to have less weight increase. This trend suggests that consuming meals earlier in the day might facilitate weight control and weight loss. It's important to note, however, that switching your meals earlier in the day might not have an immediate short-term impact. But the researchers write that this could implicate a long-term effect on energy metabolism and weight changes. So there's long-term effects, but not really short-term effects. And the third key lesson or takeaway of this study, which is very, very important, is that when it comes to weight loss, the long-term benefits of intermittent fasting are largely non-existent. Overall, the study's main conclusion is that there is no support for the use of time-restricted eating as a strategy for long-term weight loss. Look, I've been saying this for a while, is that weight loss is less about strategies and techniques and more about doing what you know that you should do. Because the absolute best weight loss strategy does not work if we don't follow it. So successful weight loss is all about the art and science of behavior change. It's more about psychology, not about physiology. In my newest book called The Fit Vegan Secrets, I'll hand you the keys to rewire your brain so you can finally do what you know that you should do. The book is the first one of its kind as it's engineered for you to be able to read it in a short afternoon and for you to get benefits out of reading the book in a short afternoon for years and decades. Even better, you can get the ebook for absolutely free by clicking the link in the bio or in the first comment. So thank you so much for watching this video and I see you next time.